Hey, what is going on there YouTube? This is Robert and today I'm bringing you the full drop list for this week, which is week 5 of the Spring-Summer 20 season. And it's been a little bit of time since I've actually uploaded or made a drop list video or a video in general, just because I haven't been feeling too well. And I just want to say I appreciate all the people who are just, I don't know how to phrase it, but just commenting and saying get better. I really do appreciate it. I apologise for not replying to comments recently. I haven't massively been on my computer or YouTube. I've gone on it about 4 times I think in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, videos should be flying out now, hopefully ish, depending on how I am. But yeah, I've tried to get a video together or a series together for Saturday, but it was meant for 2 weeks ago Saturday, and then last Saturday, and now it's going to be this Saturday. Hopefully. It's just taking a lot of time to edit. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this week because there are actually quite a couple of decent pieces, and obviously the main thing that people are going to be going for being the Oreos. So yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so kicking the week off, obviously we have the Oreos. Like I said, just as a thing, if you haven't seen it yet, there's free shipping for orders over $150 or $150 within your currency, whether it's dollars, pounds or euros, free shipping. So yeah, if you haven't gone onto the site yet, it basically just says there's free shipping on all orders over £150. Obviously for me in the UK, 150 euros in Europe and 150 euros for non-EU countries. So yeah, I know people in America will see that as a huge W in the end because free shipping is just a massive thing, and there are going to be quite a couple of pieces this week that I think will probably tip people over the 150 pound, dollar, euro mark. You know, if you get one of the crew necks that's releasing this week, slap a couple of Oreos together and you're in for a good time. Definitely with free shipping, I'm sure people just do so many carts of over $150 and just take that for a win. But yeah, kicking things off for this week, it is going to be the Oreos, or the Oreos are going to be the things for this week. Some people have said that their retail is going to be $8, which is I'm guessing £4 or £5. They've also then said that you can cart 5, and then some have said you can cart 8. We'll just have to wait and see. Depending on the amount, I think going to go for 3 of them. 1 of them to store, and if you are going to store it, just as a thing, remember, it is an Oreo. It will go out of date. It will expire. So just keep that in mind if you are going to stock one of these like I will. Yeah, it's going to go out of date, it will expire, and it will go bad. But other than that, personally for me, I just think it's a funny thing to try and get. You know, we've had the Band-Aids, we've had the Luden's cough drops and things like that, so just slap the Oreos with them as well. Next up, we have the collaboration being the Timberland collaboration. Now, personally for me, a lot of the previous or prior Timberland collaborations have been a bit lackluster. They haven't really had any impact. You know, not really a lot of people want the Timberlands in general, unless you were going for the Comme des Garçons Timberland ones that were released. You know, you're not really going to have that sort of impact. The last time they did clothing was in 2016, I believe it was. So it's been a little bit of time, and it doesn't really stand out as anything special for me personally. But this time around, they've really kicked it up a notch. Genuinely, they have done a decent job, because we have this crew neck, which for me looks completely embroidered, which is amazing for a crew neck. And yeah, personally, it just looks like a massive hit of a piece. There's nothing really that I can say. This colour is so clean in this crew neck. Genuinely, it is such a nice colourway in this creamy colour. It's great. I wish that they had earth, water, fire or something like that, like airbending, but anyway. Yeah, for me personally, I really do think that these are just great, and there's not much else to say about it. For the colorways personally, I just think that the front runner is just the standout. I think that the black colorway is okay, and the red colorway and the olive colorway are also all okay, but definitely just this colorway it just stands out so much. Next up, we have a Meta logo long sleeve top. I remember this piece from the lookbook with its embroidered logo, but it didn't really stand out too much as in some of the colorways, just because personally it just looked a bit all over the place. I definitely think this navy or the white look okay with it, But yeah, if you don't get the Timberland piece or one of the other pieces, then you can end up picking this up. Following on from that, we have a really decent piece being the back logo sweater. Personally for me, I think this is just an amazing piece, and it will be one of those pieces that I think people will want in the future quite a lot, or maybe immediately they'll want. So you've got the main colorways for me being the red and then the black. I wouldn't be able to tell which is better because you just have to see it in person, I think, to judge it. I think maybe red gives you maybe a bit more of a Christmas vibe you could maybe pull off with this one. But black is just like an all-round sort of piece that you'll be able to wear constantly. I think that the other three colorways are nice, but except for that one, I think that the others are really nice. I think that this almost like lavender color is really nice and clean, and it's a nice simple color. It's just a calm color. I think that the lime or like acid green is very standout, and the checkerboard is just horrific. But yeah, definitely the red or the black, really nice colorways. I think they're really clean, and it's really making me debate actually going for one of them, either one of the back logo sweaters or one of the crew necks. It's tempting me quite a lot, but yeah. Next up, we have the signature short sleeve top, which again, embroidered logo. They're sticking with a lot of embroidery this week. I think this is the third piece with embroidery on it, and yeah, it obviously, I believe, just says Supreme on it. With it being a short sleeve top, price will be a little bit higher, obviously. I think that this dark blue or royal colorway is really nice. Whether or not they'll sell out is another thing. It'll be dependent on how people feel, and there'll obviously be a lot of people at home this week because of everything that's going on in the world, so people will have to be ready to go for things, because yeah, I think a lot more will be going for the drops. I personally know of like 4 people who are now not at like college or their uni, and they're at their dorms and things ready to go for the drops now. So yeah, slightly worrying for me when I want to go for some things that will release. But yeah, next up we have the Bling Hoody. I mean, I already mentioned this previously, but we've already had like a hoodie and a set and everything that had all of this sort of going on, which I made a picture of quite a while ago actually, which you can just make the comparison here. Yeah, it's not obviously as stand out because obviously you've got the bling, but you've still got all of the money going along with it and everything. And yeah, personally, I think it's quite a bit crowded in comparison to the previous hoodies that they released. I think these ones are a lot cleaner. But yeah, personally, the red colorway is not too great. God. Personally, the red colorway is not too great. But yeah, I just don't think it's for me in the end. It's sort of like the Merry hoodie that they released, where one colorway looked quite nice in it, whereas the color where they completely gave it like a color block or like a single color block sort of ruined it a little, and that's the sort of feeling that I get with this one. Next up we have the Supreme Timberland 6-panel. Again, full embroidery I believe it is on this piece, and I think that the hat is really clean as well, or the 6-panel is really clean. Colorways that I'm saying would probably be the black, yellow and white that look really clean in it, but obviously we can't see the front to the black unless one of the people wearing it in one of the photos. But yeah, the embroidery just looks amazing. You've got Supreme on the back, you've got the Timberland logo. It all comes together. I think it's cool. If the retails aren't in the heavens, then we'll be laughing. Next up, to match the hoodie, is the sweatshort. I mean, no. I was going to say actually they're not that bad, but no. They don't do it at all for me, and no, yeah. We then have the grid taping velour jacket, which doesn't have too many likes. If it didn't have the grid to it, if it was just a velour jacket like they've released before, I think that people would like it a lot more, because velour is normally a hit piece. But with this grid like looking like you're going to play chess on it, you know, it doesn't do it as much for me. Maybe the black looks okay, but it still stands out a lot, and it looks like I'm going to play chess or checkers or something, or noughts and crosses on this. And yeah, to match that we have the pan as well, which I'll just leave alone personally, because I don't know, I think that the grid just completely ruins it in my mind. Also, that looks like a that looks like the Denmark flag because of the red and white. But yeah, we then have a woven hooded jacket. I thought this was actually going to release before, or I remember seeing it, I thought, on a drop list before, but it's releasing now. Personally for me, it doesn't do anything amazing. I think the Supreme that's on the hood is quite cool, and you've got almost like a Gucci colour, you could say, with that, but at a stretch, that is. But yeah, apart from that, it doesn't do too much for me. I think that the black colourway looks a lot cleaner just because the colours are all together. So yeah. We then have a business hockey jersey. that is true. But yeah, if it said 8 on it, I would have got it, but it says 7, and that's I'd need a number 8 instead. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Never personal. I think that should just say never for the personal. But yeah, it doesn't do a lot for me in the end. It's another piece releasing at the end of the day. And to finish off the list, we've got the Jackyard Logos denim shirt. Yeah, yikes. The pleated trouser. I could actually see people buying this, personally, to be honest. 1 or 2 colorways I could see people actually purchasing. The leopard mesh back 5 panel. No. And then to finish off with the worst item of the week, drum roll, goes to the Timberland patent leather Euro hiker low. Yeah, a lot of Timberlands just aren't received too well, and this is just another one of them. Personally, for me, you know, you've got the Comme des Garçons Supreme Timberland, which is like the peak point, I think, for when Timberland was in its sort of stride with Supreme. You've got the USA flag ones that were released that were you know, I remember my brother buying them and also having like the US flag box logo too, and that sort of matching, but he got way under retail back for them, and yeah, they just don't really do anything. There's nothing unique to them. If you just take something like it and just, you know, slap a logo onto it, I think with Timberland it doesn't have as much as that hit. I think with like the Air Force One it hits because people wear them a lot, but with the Timberlands you need to pick like a specific model and make some decent changes to it or do something special with it to really make people want it, and this just isn't it. But without further ado, that is going to cover this week's drop list. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. Personally, for me, I mean, Oreos I'm going to be getting 3 of minimum. Depending on how I feel will be whether or not I'll actually go for a crew neck or the back logo sweater for the personal. I'm really feeling that red colourway, but I don't know if I want to be tempted by it. But yeah, like I said, let me know your opinions down below. That's going to cover it from me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.